Hello and welcome to AI Agents News. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jordan. Thanks for tuning in for your weekly roundup of everything happening in the world of artificial intelligence.
We have a packed show for you today, dated June 23rd, 2025. We'll be talking about a massive copyright lawsuit taking a wild turn, some strange legal claims from Elon Musk, and a look at who's really winning the global AI race.
Plus, we'll cover how some factories have become unlikely tourist hotspots. So, let's dive right in. Alex, the big story that's crossing over into the mainstream is this ongoing legal battle with AI image generators.
That's right. Disney and Universal recently filed a landmark lawsuit against the generative AI company Midjourney, but things just got more complicated. A week after the suit was filed, Midjourney released its new V1 video tool.
And what are people creating with it?
Well, according to reports, they're making clips of characters like Shrek and Deadpool. Someone even described one creation as looking like Wall-E with a gun. It feels like Midjourney is either incredibly bold or is intentionally poking the bear here.
Wow, Wally with a gun. That's a powerful image. It really highlights the core of this conflict, doesn't it? The technology is moving so fast that it's directly challenging long-standing copyright law in real time.
It really is. And that brings us to a broader point from ODSC this week. A new report highlights that AI legislation is changing incredibly fast, and a lot of companies are struggling to keep up. Historically, tech has always outpaced regulation, but that gap seems to be closing very quickly with AI.
So while Midjourney is pushing the limits on one end, you have regulators trying to build fences around this technology at an unprecedented speed. It's a classic unstoppable force meets an increasingly movable object.
Exactly. And speaking of legal battles and big tech, another story caught my eye. In the ongoing lawsuit between Elon Musk and OpenAI, Musk's lawyers made a rather surprising claim.
I think I saw this one. Is this the one where they said he doesn't use a computer?
That's the one. The court filing literally claims he does not use a computer, which is fascinating, considering he has posted photos and talked about his laptop numerous times in the past year alone.
That is just bizarre. I can't even begin to guess the legal strategy there. Maybe it's a very specific definition of use? It's a strange footnote in a much larger story about the future of AI development.
It definitely is. But let's shift from the legal drama to the people who are actually building things with AI. For all the developers out there, Google Cloud and ODSC are hosting a virtual hackathon on July 25th.
That sounds exciting. What's the focus?
It's all about building the future with Agentic AI. It's a great opportunity for developers to get hands-on and show what they can create.
And for anyone who wants to join that hackathon but feels they need to brush up on the basics, there's a really useful LangChain tutorial making the rounds. It breaks down what it calls the core building blocks of AI agents.
That's a key point. The tutorial covers things like large language models, getting JSON output, retrieval augmented generation, and using tools. It's all about mastering the fundamentals before you can build those complex, headline-grabbing agents.
That makes perfect sense. And we're seeing advancements in those fundamental blocks, too. Databricks just announced new features for its Unity Catalog Python user-defined functions. It's a bit technical, but essentially, they're making the tools that data scientists use every day more powerful and easier to work with.
That's right. And it's not just about building new things. It's about managing the complex systems we already have. A company called Unframe just launched a tool called Synergy, designed to help IT operations teams make sense of all their data in real time. And another managed IT leader, NexusTek, just won top honors for their innovation with Microsoft Copilot.
So, all across the board, from foundational tools to business applications, the building continues. Which brings up a bigger question we see asked a lot on AI Agents News. Who is leading this charge globally?
It's a great question. Silicon Valley usually dominates the headlines, but a Bloomberg piece this week asks, can Europe win the AI race? It points out that there's a quiet AI revolution happening across Europe.
What does that revolution look like?
It's everything from billion-dollar startups we don't hear about as much, to a growing push for what they call tech sovereignty. Basically, Europe wanting to build and control its own AI destiny. It's not as loud as the US scene, but it's incredibly active.
That's a great perspective to have. It's not always about who has the biggest megaphone. And when you think about advanced, real world application of this tech, another story from our business feed is a perfect example.
Are you talking about the electric vehicle factories in China?
Exactly. Factories for brands like Xiaomi and NIO have become tourist hotspots. Thousands of people are signing up for tour to see these highly automated assembly lines.
That's amazing. It's one thing to talk about AI and automation in the abstract, but it's another to see it in action so flawlessly that it becomes a public attraction. It's like a real-world theme park of the future.
It really is. It shows that the tangible results of this AI race are already here and are fascinating enough to draw crowds.
So, from landmark lawsuits and strange legal claims to a global race for innovation that's so advanced it's becoming a tourist attraction, it's been another huge week.
It really shows the tension of our current moment. You have the creators and the builders pushing forward, while the lawyers and regulators try to make sense of it all. And it's all happening at once, all over the world.
A perfect summary. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of AI Agents News.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with the latest updates.